story of a band of villagers trying to protect their land from outsiders. But this time, there's a big twist, as Lucy Siegel found out.
At the heart of a small North Yorkshire village, a controversial fracking project in 2016 led to outrage and protests that gripped the nation.
No fracking here! Yeah, minimal use of force may be required to move you out of the way of the gate.
No fracking here!
But out of the confrontation came a collaboration that could bring sustainable heating to the whole community.
To stop the fracking was the end goal. We didn't dream that this might be a result.
The peaceful scene in Kirkby Misperton today is a far cry from when Sue Goff and Steve Mason were at the heart of the protests 8 years ago.
Well, there was a gate here. We weren't allowed to cross this line.
I mean, there was one day here, there was nearly 1,000 people here.
Yeah. And sometimes we'd move, sometimes we wouldn't.
The passionate protesters were trying to stop a company called Third Energy from drilling for natural gas trapped in rocks below the village, a process known as fracking. Russell Hall worked for Third Energy.
So this is the well that was drilled for fracking. It's about 3,000 metres deep. The plan was to inject water at very high pressure into the rock to release the gas, and then you produce it and use it for natural gas like our normal boilers at home.
But fracking is controversial, and many campaigners believe it causes dangerous pollution and can even trigger earthquakes.
I, at the time, had very young grandchildren, and we're doing this to help the community, everyone.
The villagers had wanted their protest to be peaceful and even had a tea and cake stand. But things sometimes turned ugly.
Jackie was on her little table, literally where that lay-by is there, and I would say, what, 20 policemen kettled her.
She refused to move. She stood there and they said, well, we're going to have to move you. And she said, no, you're not moving me.
8 years on, some of the villagers who were part of the protest have gathered in the village hall to look at hundreds of scrapbooks about the protest.
So it's amazing how much equipment there was on the site.
It was necessary because I do wear a dog collar round my neck. I wasn't prepared to break the law, but I went to the limits of what I felt that I could do.
After 3 years of protests here and at other fracking sites, the government brought in a temporary ban on fracking.
And I'm proud. I'm proud that we did our small part.
Although the protests ended, Third Energy still occupied the site. Russell Hall was tasked by the company with working out what to do with it now.
The fracking had stopped, and so I needed to find another use for the wells.
Russell realised that because the borehole was so deep, it contained hot water, which previously had gone to waste.
At that depth, the water is naturally very hot, and so I looked at it and thought, well, if we've got hot water available on tap, effectively, we should be using it.
Russell's idea was to pipe the hot water to local houses and businesses in a geothermal heating project. But he knew he had to get the locals on side, so he turned to Steve.
It's still quite surreal standing next to what was the wellhead with the fracking well.
Steve immediately saw the benefits and did what no one could have expected. He went to work for the people he'd protested against.
Being this close, we were never allowed this close.
Together, they got the whole community on board. Today, the villagers who once protested at the gates are being welcomed onto the site to see how their homes may soon be heated.
So we're pushing the cold water down the well. It gets naturally heated by the geology, and then we're bringing the hot water back up the centre of the well. And it's just a constant cycle.
This pilot project heats a couple of radiators to show what's possible. But they have now got a grant to take it to the next stage and hope to start work taking hot water to village homes within a couple of years.
I think repurposing the gas well is just amazing. It's like something really good has come out of something that was so disruptive.
This could now become a source of clean energy for the community, and that will be cheaper. It's incredible and it's wonderful.
I just love that twist, and the best bit is everybody wins.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
Win-win.